Southern Skeins Gothic Tales, Day 3. Let's see what's inside this one today. Ooh. Let's see what the story is. The Voodoo Queen. How fun. I love it. I'm loving these colors.
There are women you meet in your life that you simply never forget. Then there are women you've never met at all, but you still remember. One was called a queen, though she wore no crown. Her name, whispered in the humidity of Louisiana summers, danced across the cobblestones of sophistry, etched in candle wax on altars behind locked doors. They called her the Voodoo Queen. Now, I'll tell you right here on this porch, you don't speak that name lightly. Not in New Orleans. Not under a waxing moon, and especially not near the old gates of St. Louis Cemetery No. 1. Because some say she's still listening. Now, the Voodoo Queen wasn't born royalty. She rose to it. A healer, a root worker, a conjurer, a priestess. But above all, she was a woman of knowing. She knew the language of bones and leaves. She brewed teas that soothed aching mothers, conjured powders that could silence a man or make him fall in love in less than a minute. People came to her from all walks of life, black and white, rich and poor, slave and free. They came for remedies, for protection, for power. And they always left with the understanding that magic, real magic, was never free. She charged a price, but it wasn't in no dollars. Sometimes the payment was a secret, sometimes just your silence. And sometimes it was something you wouldn't miss until it was gone. Her altar room was filled with mirrors, each said to capture spirits. A rooster feather sat in a corner next to a skull no one dared ask about. She wore long skirts heavy with color, and her wrists jingled with bracelets made from teeth, bone, and bronze, and around her neck, a talisman made of hair and iron. People say she never blinked and that her eyes had 2 pupils each. And if you looked too long, you'd forget everything, including your own name. All you'd remember is the task she gave you. That task might be as simple as dropping a pinch of powder on your lover's doorstep, or might be as complicated as digging a grave at midnight under the magnolia tree. One thing is for certain, though, no one ever refused. One summer, a wealthy man came to the Voodoo Queen, said his wife had wandered, said he wanted her back. Well, the Queen smiled slow and wide. She gave him a bottle of liquid as dark as molasses, told him to place 3 drops on the woman's pillow, and then burn the pillowcase in a fire before dawn. Well, he followed every step, and sure enough, his wife came back. But not in the way he expected. Her eyes were hollow, her voice like the rustling of dry leaves. She only spoke at night, and only in French, a language the woman never knew. They say she walked backwards for the rest of her life. And the man, he never visited the Queen again. Even now, if you're quiet in the right street in the French Quarter, you'll see her, draped in shadow, standing by a wrought iron gate. You'll know it's her by the smell of jasmine and sweet smoke. She might offer you a candle or a card from a deck that's older than your great-grandmother. Take it and she'll smile. And if you refuse it, then the wind will pick up, swirling around your feet, and you'll hear your name whispered from the cracks in the sidewalk. You'll feel something wet on the back of your neck, but when you turn around, nothing's there. Well, the queen passed on eventually, if you believe such things are permanent. Some say she was buried in an unmarked tomb. Others swear they saw her aboard a riverboat, heading down the Mississippi with a basket full of bones. There are still altars in her name, candles lit in hidden corners. Tourists leave trinkets hoping for luck or love. Locals, though, they cross the street when they pass her old home. Because if you speak her name 3 times on a human night, she might just answer, not with a word, but with a task. Join us tomorrow night for more of these Southern Gothic tales.